Welcome to the iMedia Video Summit. This week we're discussing TV everywhere, the new video era. The iMedia Summit is made possible by the generous support of our presenting sponsors, Blip, Brightroll, Set, Tube Mogul, Videology, and Yumi, and our spotlight sponsors, Adapt TV, Innovid, Point Roll, and through the support of our fine supporting sponsors. Our media sponsor is Advertising Age. Our research sponsor is eMarketer. Download the iMedia app today to manage your one-to-one schedule and to contact other attendees. Visit iMediaConnection.com for daily industry insights, full summit coverage, and to keep in touch with your peers. And watch for your iMedia newsletter for the most up-to-date industry opinions. The iMedia Video Summit.
Please welcome Vice President, iMedia Communications, Marty Funk.
All right, good morning, everyone. Come on. All right, not even close. Everyone stand up. Come on, let's go. We thought the music was enough, not quite. So at iMedia, one of the things that we really love to do is make sure that we are bringing together all of you guys and creating an experience where you're really getting to know one another, challenging each other, challenging a lot of our speakers, and it all starts with you guys. So I just want you to take a quick minute, introduce yourselves to your neighbors if you haven't already, a quick hello. Let's get this thing started right. All right. Shh. That was one of the tricks of the trade that I learned when I first came to iMedia. The shh always works. So there'll be plenty of time to get to know each other. It was mentioned in the starting video, but if you can, please take a moment to download the mobile app. It's available on iOS and Android. You're able to connect with anyone here. All of you guys are part of our people connection, so if you want to meet somebody in the bar or by a fire pit or wherever, if for whatever reason you didn't have a chance to meet in your one-to-one schedules, please take advantage of this unique opportunity that we bring all of you out of your offices to get to know one another. We really like to start off by, again, thanking all of our sponsors. And how about a nice round of applause for the dinner last night by Pandora. Thank you, guys. And much like our sponsors, these events wouldn't be possible without the gracious support of all of our summit advisors. You can see who they are on page 52. For those of you guys of the guidebook, and for those of you guys that this is one of your first iMedias, this is the second annual iMedia Video Summit. We took a lot of your feedback, which was a lot of really positive feedback from the last show, brought it. We're in the backyard of many of you guys who are based in the Southern California markets. So again, another big round of applause for our summit advisors who have curated a lot of the great content that you'll hear over the course of the next couple of days. Round of applause. So we've already had a number of questions about the internet access. We want you guys to be involved. We want you to tweet. We want you to ask the questions. The Summit internet access, the username and the password is uvu. It's case sensitive, and again, that's brought to us by our con sponsors, uvu. And like I said, use the hashtag iMedia Summit, ask questions, challenge each other, challenge us, and keep the conversation going. So it is my great pleasure to actually introduce our gracious host. Last year, Jack joined us and led a panel on the future of television buying. He had such great response from so much of the community. We're very pleased to bring him back as host. You can read Jack's very impressive bio on page 10 in the guidebook. You'll hear a lot of great insights from him. He's the media ecologist and chairman for the Media Advisory Group. I first got to know Jack through the Jack Myers Media Business Report. A lot of really great nuggets that challenges conventional thinking and has really helped shaping the future of the new TV area. He also leads an initiative that's very near and dear to my heart, which is Women in Media Mentoring Initiative, and he'll probably share a little bit about that. So without further ado, please welcome Jack to the stage, who's really going to help shape the conversation over the course of the next couple of days.
Thanks, Marty. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. It's great to be here again. This is a great venue. Wow, what a nice resort. 4 years old. I was told this morning that Marine World used to be on this location, and this is where Sea Hunt. Any of you remember Sea Hunt? How many of you are under 30? Raise your hands if you're under 30. All right, one of the things I'm going to be sharing with you a bit today is the importance of bringing young people. I think there were only 2 people here under 30. We're going to see a dynamic shift in our business, and I'm going to talk a little at the end of my presentation about how and why that's happening. How many of, let's see what the diversity is in this audience. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Again, there are shifts taking place in society, shifts taking place in our culture that are impacting on our business, and we as a business, I think more and more will become sensitized to the need for us as a business to adapt to those shifts. Now, all of you, how many of you are new to iMedia video? This is your first iMedia video. Wow. Marty, how many iMedia videos have there been? 2. I've been at both. Wow. All right, so many of you are new. It's really important that you're here, that you spend a lot of time networking, that you get to know as many people as possible. These are going to be your colleagues for many, many years into the future. The best thing you can do is really come to all the events, come to all the talks, spend as little time as possible out there in the hallway or out sitting somewhere doing conference calls. Go to all the networking events and spend as much time as you can meeting your colleagues. That's the fun. We're here today to mostly talk about the realities that you're confronting in your day-to-day business, the challenges you're facing, the challenges that you will be facing over the next 12 to 24 months. But what I'd like to do, and I'm going to share with you some of those challenges as well, but what I'd like to do is really first take a look at the future of video. Roll the video, please.
Воздух, свет и вода, они создают радугу, они создают северное сияние, они создают миражи. Совершенно естественные эффекты, которые являются прототипом нашей технологии. Представьте себе хирурга, делающего операцию на сердце. Он может прямо перед собой видеть крупный вариант этого сердца на дисплее. Но и при необходимости он может и получить больше информации, не пачкая руки. Кисть руки – самый естественный манипулятор, поэтому дисплей создан, чтобы управлять всей кистью. Артем, подходя к дисплею, она сразу же понимает, как им управлять. Естественным образом берет, собирает формы в 3D-пространстве. За счет трехмерности взаимодействия с изображением дисплеер позволяет восстанавливать ориентацию в пространстве у больных после инсульта и инфаркта. Сейчас люди приходят в 3D-кинотеатры, надевают очки, испытывают 3 часа дискомфорта и уходят с усталыми глазами домой. Дисплеер делает изображение объемным, и при желании режиссер его может напомнить даже запах. Он не напрягает зрение и без очков. Мы живем в мире визуального мусора. Наше пространство заужается вот этими перегородками, телевизорами, компьютерами, экранами. Вот все нас всегда все сужает. А здесь мы сделали устройство, которое расширяет пространство. Ух ты, Марина, привет.
Привет, Максим.
Оно является одним из измерений в этом пространстве, сквозь которое ты можешь видеть, пройти насквозь. А можешь и остановиться перед ним и взаимодействовать с ним. Дисплеер позволяет сделать мир прозрачнее. Марина, спасибо большое. Счастливо.
До свидания, Максим.
Счастливо.
Пока.
Blair was at CES this year. I had seen the film and I really didn't believe that it was real, and I went to see it at CES at Eureka Park, and it was very real. It's a little bulkier than you might expect, but it's water vapor rising up almost like out of a fax type machine, and it's very real. So also at CES, we saw a lot of 4K 3D technology. We saw 105-inch screens with perfect video images. We also saw the evolution of the small screens. Everything is on the screen today. Everything is video. Other things that we're seeing that are very real, Google Glass. You've probably heard about it by now. Sergey Brin was at TED conference last week and talking about the Google Glass, which will be introduced to the public later this year. We're seeing a lot more in the next generation of technology that's available right now, impacting on video. We're seeing the cloud technology, high-speed digital technology with storage and speeds growing at exponentially faster and faster rates, allowing video to be uploaded to all devices, stored in all devices, changing the nature of how we watch, when we watch, where we watch. We're seeing power. So all of you are challenged today. How do you charge your phones? How do you charge your pads? Well, technology exists already with little gel pads that you just wear inside your shoe, very comfortable, and as you walk, they generate electricity. The body conducts electricity right up, so all I have to be doing is holding my iPad and it's charging from the energy I'm creating through that gel pad in my foot. That exists, and it charges in seconds. We're seeing holograms, as you just saw from Displayer, and holograms, as we saw with the Tupac video, and 5 years ago on the stage of Radio City Music Hall, a Frank Sinatra concert with Frank live in hologram form. We're going to be seeing more and more holographic technology, changing again the nature of video distribution and content. Technology exists already right now that's not only facial recognition, but instant translation recognition, where I can be talking into my mobile device in English, and someone in China can be listening to me in Chinese. He can talk back in Chinese, and I hear it in English. That technology exists today. We're seeing the Internet of Things, RFID chips, computer chips in everything, from cars to refrigerators to our jeans and our clothing, so that when we walk, we're actually communicating with stores, with other wearers of the same jeans. The opportunities for social, for commerce, for mobile activity are exponentially changing and growing literally as we speak at faster and faster rates. Futurist Ray Kurzweil says that we will have in the next decade as much technological advancement, if not more, than we've had in the last 100 years. In the next decade, as much or more technological advancement as we've had in the last 100 years. And of course, it's all going mobile. Increasingly, we're seeing technologies that are enabling the mobile devices to do more and more with us and for us and to us in many ways. And of course, this year, Apple and Samsung and others will be introducing the wristwatch or the wrist device with full iPhone, iPad capabilities, including camera, video, instant communication, connected with Bluetooth. And at CES, I also saw a hearing aid. Now, for those of you like me who have been listening to music in headsets for, in my case, decades, in most of your cases, years, we've seen we have hearing loss. More and more young people are experiencing hearing loss. Well, we're going to have embedded chips in the ear, invisible to the eye, that will not only be hearing aids, but will be Bluetooth, always-on Bluetooth devices that we'll be able to control and turn on through our various mobile devices. So the concept of what we have coming is advancing beyond our ability necessarily to comprehend, deal. So with that in context of the changes in technology, the acceleration of technology, I ask a simple question. Think about your own companies and think about the business models. Are your business models within your company different, fundamentally different than the basic business models of our industry 10, 20, even 30 years ago? Is programmatic buying, which is, of course, one of the hot topics that we'll be discussing this week, is programmatic buying fundamentally changing the business models, or just putting the business models that already exist on steroids, accelerating the use of technology and layering it on top of the existing business models? Almost all of the business models for almost all of the companies represented in this room are still following the same fundamental business models of advertising and media, buying and selling, that we followed decades ago. The business is not changing at the same rate as technology is changing. Compounding that, we have a technological overload. And I'm going to share with you 4 fundamental shifts in our business that are impacting on the business models and explain why our business models have to start changing along with the technology and not just layering technology on top of the existing models. Now, most of you have seen Terry Kawaja's Lumascapes that have the hundreds of companies in the 300 to 400 video companies listed in each category, and display and search and all the other categories. 1,500 companies represented on Terry's Lumascape slides, representing about 10 to 12% of the total marketplace of thousands of companies, 12 to 15 thousands of mostly VC-funded companies that have created a brand new ecosystem in the media advertising and marketing business. Most of these are built on technology, but the future is not technology. The future of our business is our ability for the marketing, media, advertising businesses to apply the technologies that have been developed. Now, Terry Kawaja will tell you that of those 12 to 15,000 companies, he's identified the top 1,500 and put them into his charts. And of those 1,500, maybe 20% or 300 companies will still be here in the next 5 years. We're about to go through a major period of, call it implosion, consolidation, contraction. Now, in all fairness, I said this 3 years ago, and the number of companies has expanded, not declined. So we may be here in 3 years and still be in a period of expansion. But I think it's inevitable, given the fact that VCs invest typically for a 3 to 5 year exit window, and the average exit today for a VC-funded company is 9 to 10 years. The average VC is 56 years old, which means they're not exiting till 66 years old. Now, speaking as someone who has investments and is on the advisory board of 6 or 7 of the companies here in this room today, I can tell you I'm looking for exits. I think we're all looking for exits. All the VCs are looking for exits. What we have is an extraordinary opportunity for advertisers, marketers, agencies, and the legacy media companies to recognize the best of breed and to partner with, acquire, and otherwise affiliate with the companies that most effectively and efficiently serve their business needs going forward. But while we see programmatic buying over here, and it'll continue to be an important and growing part of our business, as will DSPs, and all the elements, all the component parts, the exchanges, the networks, and so on, will continue to grow and be important. We're seeing new business models evolve around partnership and alliances, and they will become increasingly important. Where will those partnerships and alliances be most valuable? In the growth areas. And those growth areas are digital, social, mobile, video, and commerce. Now, video is the ante. Everyone has to be in video. Obviously, the TV business is video, but radio is moving into video. Magazines, newspapers, all moving into video. But what we're really seeing is a shift toward activation. You see that in the agencies, more and more individuals, executives being given the title of activation officers. It's not a lightly given title. Activation is becoming the key, and what's it activating and where is it activating? An incredibly small percentage of all advertising messages today, less than 5% of all advertising messages outside of search and retargeting, actually move toward a commerce, mobile, or gaming activation. That's going to change. It has to change. It has to change because the opportunities that technology is enabling make it more and more appropriate for it to change. Credit card linked offers. By the end of this year, all of you, most of you will be using credit card linked offers where your coupons, your offers, your special deals will be going directly to your credit card through a company called Linkable Networks in Boston. 99.9% of all credit cards in the US today are already activated for credit card linked offers, which means you don't need paper, you don't need a QR code, you don't need your mobile device. All you need to do is register with a trusted site, a trusted partner, accept a coupon, it goes to your credit card, and you swipe the credit card. We're moving toward increasing activation. Seth Haberman tomorrow will be talking about advanced television and some of the realities of advanced television. And more offers will be coming through Shazam-like capabilities where all you have to do is Shazam your TV commercial and the offer will go right to your phone and from your mobile device, your set-top device, and from there go directly to your credit card. The models are fundamentally shifting and changing. We won't talk about gaming, but commerce, mobile, social, all focusing on activation and dollars coming from below-the-line budgets. Now, you probably know the difference. Above the line is advertising. It represents about 25% of the average marketer's budget. 75% goes below the line to promotion, direct marketing, event marketing, public relations. Those budgets are moving into media partnerships because of social opportunities, gaming opportunities, commerce opportunities that media companies are enabling. It's a fundamentally new business model. Let me share with you just some of the dollars. By 2020, social marketing, not including display on Facebook, will grow from $3.3 billion last year to $25 billion. Mobile from $2.3 billion to $23.2. And video just online originated video, not including the digital budgets of ABC, NBC, CBS, and so on, from 2 billion to almost 20 billion. Total digital video advertising, including the digital video revenues of the legacy media companies, $28 billion from $4 billion today. In order to tap into those dollars, we've also got to be more focused on redefining the metrics we use, the demographic targets we approach, and how we approach it. Hispanic and other ethnic groups are the earliest adopters of new technology, so they're not only becoming a more important part of society, they're becoming more important because they are the adopters of the new technologies and our test markets in many cases. We're looking at new metrics. You'll hear this week, today and tomorrow, about new metrics being offered across the board. We'll hear a panel tomorrow talking about the new metrics to target new audiences. And I also ask, how many of you within your publishing, of the publishers, how many of you are actually targeting the promotion agencies, the PR agencies, the event and experiential agencies, versus how many are locked into the traditional paradigms and models of calling on the media buying and planning agencies? How many of you are calling on the creative shops? They're integrating, they're coming together. The agencies are integrating television and digital, and they're also integrating across multiple marketing platforms. You need experts, and you need to call and understand those businesses. And all of you need to recognize the single most important shift that we're seeing, and that's the move toward earned, non-paid advertising spend budgets. Earned media is becoming more and more important as an opportunity for marketers who see this huge abundance of video. I call it soundtrack economics. It's like Pandora. We're constantly, young people, all of you constantly have media exposure. Over 5,000 ad impressions per day. How do you sort through it? How do you filter through it? That's the challenge that marketers are facing today, and they're looking for solutions. And one of the places they're looking for solutions is by the creation of content. Not just integration of their message or their brand into existing content, but the creation of content that serves other purposes, and branding through association rather than integration. I showed you the GE Focus Forward film display a few minutes ago. This is one of 100 films, 30 professional films, 60, I think 90 generated through a competition and crowdsourcing, all 3 minutes long, all focused on the GE brand message of innovation and invention. Full disclosure, I've been a producer of the Focus Forward program. But I want to show you another video to reflect how GE is branding themselves through things that you find interesting, you find valuable, and not one penny of budget went toward traditional media budget in a campaign that's now generated over 100 million views and impressions. Run the video, please.
Vi ska rädda världen.
Det är fegt att vara en realist.
En osynlig cykelhjälm är ju en symbol för det omöjliga.
Vår professor, det första han sa var faktiskt I have to sit down. I have to sit down.
You're gonna be millionaires.
Känslan av cykelhjälmen, så som jag minns den från när man var liten, den är väldigt obehaglig.
De är ju otroligt skrymmande och stora. Det är liksom den här svampen på huvudet.
Hittar vi på någonting som skulle kunna vara revolutionerande, så är det verkligen revolutionerande. För cykelhjälmsbranschen har sett likadan ut sedan den föddes. Vi kontaktade en professor i cyklistskallskador. Så radade vi upp alla kända cykelolyckor som finns. Och iscensatte dem och samlade in rörelsemönstret från olyckor. Sen samlade vi in hundratals timmar med normal cykling. Och sen hittade en metod att skilja dem åt. Jättelätt. Tog bara 7 år. Det är på väg att hända väldigt mycket med cykeln i städerna.
Bilar är ju lite dåtid och cyklarna är framtid. Vi har varit väldigt framgångsrika med att ta in riskkapital och vi har varit väldigt duktiga på att förhandla. Vi har tagit in kring 60 miljoner totalt. Sen är det väl många som har ifrågasatt hur man som tjej kan komma på någonting så pass tekniskt.
En gång var det en man vi mötte som ville gärna berätta en historia om att kvinnor inte kan vara chefer. Sätt in en tupp i hönsgården så blir det ordning. Allt som folk säger till oss är omöjligt provocerar oss att bevisa motsatsen.
Att ta fram en osynlig cykelhjälm, vilket väldigt många sa till oss är omöjligt. Att göra det är ju liksom ett bevis på att man kan klara det mesta.
Earned media is a major shift we all have to be aware of. We all have to think about how we integrate new business models into our business models. We can't fall into the trap, as an industry, we can't fall into the trap of applying outdated business models of the past into our own business models of the future. Yes, we have to adapt. Yes, we have to apply. But most importantly, we have to move to new business models that embrace the way marketers are doing business in the future, and the way they're doing business around social, around mobile, around video across all platforms, integrated around earned media, and around gaming. So, some of you know I recently wrote a book called Hooked Up, A New Generation Surprising Take on Sex, Politics, and Saving the World. It's also about jobs, careers, marketing, advertising, media, Harry Potter, Pretty Little Liars, SpongeBob SquarePants. But in that, I studied the first generation of internet natives, the first generation to grow up with the internet as an embedded part of our lives. And I discovered with this first generation, born 91 to 95, graduating college last year, this year, and for the next few years, who are the first generation of internet natives and through whom we can have a window, a prism into our future. And very quickly, and this next 1 minute is typically the 1 hour presentation that I give, technology advances accelerate, no surprise. But with that, the legacy relationship models and silos are collapsing. And this younger generation of internet natives, and why I asked how many of you are under 30, what I really want to say, how many of you are under 25, because it's this generation of internet natives who grew up on the internet and only understand collaboration, only understand ideas powered by ideas, creativity, and the ability to collaborate, curate, and communicate, not judging by your ethnicity or the color of your skin or your gender or your size. They see themselves as equal, whether it's an equal to their peers or an equal to the CEO of a company. So as they come into your companies, graduating college, they expect to be given voice, and it's our responsibility, our opportunity to give them a voice, to learn from them, to allow them to mentor us. And what they will be mentoring us about is how to brand, how to market, how to communicate, how to advertise through social, interactive, visual, and viral media, focusing on commerce, on mobile, on social, on gaming. And many of you have said you're change agents. Many of us believed. I spent 30 years of a career being a change agent. Today, I believe we all need to be stability agents, focusing on creating stability in our organizations by embracing change, not by forcing others to change around us, but by changing ourselves, and by applying the technologies and the opportunities, and by looking into the future, recognizing those opportunities, grabbing them. And that's why you're all here today. The next 3 to 5 years are going to be the single most exciting, important, energizing years of your careers. It starts today. The future starts today. The opportunities start today to embrace the future. Some of you may know that Steve Jobs' last words as he lay on his deathbed were, "Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow." Lying on his deathbed, his family gathered at the end of the bed, gaunt, pale, his eyes closed. Suddenly, his eyes opened wide. He sat up, and he hadn't sat up for days. Sat straight, bolt upright, looked out above his family into the future, and said those 2 words, repeated with increasing energy 3 times. "Oh, wow." And then he laid back down and passed. You may choose to believe he saw the future of technology, the future of Apple. What I believe he saw are future generations who are going to apply the technologies that he created and take as what we have today as a foundation to build on, and not focus on the future of technology, but focus on the future of humanity and the opportunities we all have through the work you do here. We all have to advance, support humanity, society, and finally, business and our companies. That's really what we're doing. By advancing our media, by taking the technologies we've created and applying them effectively for marketers, for advertisers, and for our own companies, we're truly advancing civilization. And we see that through programs like the GE programs and through so many other programs you'll hear today. So while we talk about the fundamentals and the basics, let's also think about the greater good, the greater opportunity, and the greater goals we all have for our business, our industry, and for the technologies that we embrace and love, and apply them meaningfully and importantly. And with that note, thank you very much.